lose you. Come on now. All right, here we go. Come on, baby. Come on. Come on. Come to Papa. Let's go back to Chrome, and let's go back and let's just say it. Hi, REN. There he is. Now let's see what he's got to do.
Hey, I'm former CIA officer Jason Hansen.
Oh shit, we got to go through an ad.
I carry concealed every single
All right,
day.
wait a minute,
However,
all right, okay. Here he comes.
Hi there, Ran. It's been a little while. Did you miss me? You thought you buried me, didn't you? Risky. Cause I always come back. Deep down, you know that. Deep down, you know I'm always in periphery. Ran, on your pleased to see me. It's been weeks since we spoke, bro. I know you need me. You're the sheep, I'm the shepherd. Not your place to lead me. Not your place to be biting off the hand that feeds me. Hi, Ran. I've been taking some time to be different. I've been taking some time to be still. I've been taking some time to be by myself since my therapist told me I'm ill. And I've been making some progress lately, and I've learned some new coping skills. So I haven't really needed you much, man. I think we need to just step back and chill. Ran, you sound more insane than I do. You think that those doctors are really there to guide you? Been through this a million times. Your civilian mind is so perfect to always being lied to. Okay, take another pill, boy. Drown yourself in the sound of white noise. Follow this 10-step program, rejoice. All your problems will be gone. Fucking dumb boy. Nah, mate. This time is different, man. Trust me. I feel like things might be falling in place. And my music's been kind of doing bits too. Like I actually might do something great. And when I'm gone, maybe I'll be remembered for doing something special with myself. That's why I don't think that we should talk, man. Because when you're with me, it never seems to help. You think that you can amputate me? I am you, you are me, you are I am we are one. Split in two, that makes one. So you see, you gotta kill you if you wanna kill me. I'm not left over dinner, I'm not scraps on the side. Oh, your music is private, delusional guy. Where's your top 10? Where's your interview with Oprah? Wow, your Grammys, Ran. Nowhere. Yeah, but my music's not commercial like that. I never chase numbers, statistics or stats. I never write hooks for the radio, they never even play me, so why would I concern myself with that? But my music is really connecting, and the people who find it respect it. And for me that's enough, cause this life's been tough, so it gives me a purpose I can rest in. Man, you sound so pretentious. Ran, your music is so self-centered. No one wants to hear another song about how much you hate yourself. Trust me. You should be so lucky, having me inside you to guide you, remind you to manage expectations, provide you perspective. That thing you neglected, I get it. You wanna be a big deal, next Jimi Hendrix, forget it. Man, it's not like that. Man, it's just like that. I'm inside you, you twat. No, it's not, man, you're wrong. When I write, I belong. Let me break the fourth wall by acknowledging this song. Ren sits down, has a stroke of genius. He wants to write a song that was not done previous. A battle with the subconscious, Eminem did it. Played on guitar. Plan B did it. Man, you're not original, you criminal rip-off artist. The pinnacle of your success is stealing other people's material. Ren, mate, we've heard it all before. She sells seashells on the seashore. Fuck you, I don't need you, I don't need to hear this. Cause I'm fine by myself, I'm a genius. And I will be great, and I will make waves, and I'll shake up the whole world beneath us. That's right, speak your truth, your fucking god complex leaks out of you. It's refreshing to actually hear you say it instead of downplay it. Music is all about the creative process, and if people can find something to relate to within that, then that's just a bonus. Fuck you, I'ma fucking kill you, Ren. Well, fucking kill me then, let's fucking have you, Ren. I'ma do it, watch me prove it. Who are you to doubt my music? Cause I call the shots, I choose it. You die. Yeah, I call the shots, and so I choose who survives. I'll tie you up in knots when I lock you inside. Newsflash. I was created at the dawn of creation. I am temptation. I am the snake in Eden. I am the reason for treason, beheading all kings. I am sin, with no rhyme or reason. Son of
This
the
guy's a
morning,
genius.
Lucifer, Antichrist,
I love
father
his
of lies.
lyrics.
Mephistopheles, truth in a blender, deceitful pretender, the banished avenger, the righteous surrender. When standing in front of my solar eclipse, my name is stitched to your lips. So you see, I won't bow to the will of a mortal, feeble and normal. You wanna kill me? I'm eternal immortal. I live in every decision that catalyzes chaos, that causes division. I live inside death, the beginning of ends. I am you, you are me, I am you, friend. Hi, Ren. I've been taking some time to be distant. I've been taking some time to be still. I've been taking some time to be by myself, and I've spent half my life ill. But just as sure as the tide starts turning, just as sure as the night has dawned, just as sure as the rainfall soon runs dry when you stand in an eye of a storm. I was made to be tested and twisted. I was made to be broken and beat. I was made by his hand, it's all part of his plan that I stand on my own 2 feet. And you know me, my will is eternal. And you know me, you've met me before. Face to face with a beast, I will rise from the east and I'll settle on the ocean floor. And I go by many names also. Some people know me as hope. Some people know me as the voice that you hear when you loosen the noose on the rope. And you know how I know that I'll prosper? Cause I stand here beside you today. I have stood in the flames that cremated my brain, and I didn't once flinch or shake. So care of the man I've become, when I sing from the top of my lungs, that I won't retire, I'll stand in your fire, inspired by me to be strong. And when I am gone, I will rise in the music that I left behind. Ferocious, persistent, immortal like you, it will coin me to different sides. When I was 17 years old, I shouted out into an empty room, into a blank canvas, that I would defeat the forces of evil. And for the next 10 years of my life, I suffered the consequences, with autoimmunity, illness, and psychosis. As I got older, I realized there were no real winners and there were no real losers in psychological warfare, but there were victims and there were students. It wasn't David versus Goliath. It was a pendulum, eternally swaying from the dark to the light. And the more intensely that the light shone, the darker the shadow it cast. It was never really a battle for me to win. It was an eternal dance. And like a dance, the more rigid I became, the harder it got. The more I cursed my clumsy footsteps, the more I struggled. So I got older, and I learned to relax. And I learned to soften, and that dance got easier. It is this eternal dance that separates human beings from angels, from demons, from gods. And I must not forget, we must not forget, that we are human beings.
That's true. We're human beings and we're not gods, and it should be considered a sin to worship another man. That should be a sin. And I think it is. Because worshiping one man just because he owns the world
put a lot of
is a real shame, okay? And this gets back to the basics. Where is society headed, okay? Are we going to be a world where there's either currency controlled by nations, or will the freedom fighters finally break through and win the battle of the currencies, and Bitcoin will overtake all of the world's current currencies, including the latest, which is called the CBDC, which the United States has put together to compete against the worldwide currency, which nefariously a lot of criminals are using because it's so hard to trace, and that's called Bitcoin. Now, I've told this story again and again and again. I've got the plaque to prove that one of the, not the creator, but one of the early thinkers that must have thought this up. I think I know who it is, but I'm not sure. I do know this. He would wring my neck. He would probably kill me if he knew that I knew what he knows. So I'm not going to mention any names, but I'll just put it to you this way. I have lived a very, very colorful life, and I know things that I'm not supposed to know, and I'm not going to repeat it to you or anybody because it's a need to know thing. You don't need to know it. Just follow your heart. Do what God tells you to do in your heart, and you'll be fine. Just remember this. Never, I want to repeat myself, never, ever go against known entities that are in power. I don't give a damn if they're label themselves Dems, GOPs, whoever. Whoever's got the power, let them have it. Let them have it. Don't challenge them. Don't make too much noise. If you do, they're going to end up crucifying your butt the same way they did Jesus. We don't take kindly to people that challenge our authority. Do you understand me? And I'm not one of the black men that are going to come to you, men in dark or men in black. No, I'm just another country boy singing his whistle in the pastures of the suburbs of Atlanta, okay? I was born here. I want to die here. I'll be dead pretty soon. 36 months is all the doctor gives me to live. Possibly I might live a little bit beyond that, but my mom died in her 70s. My dad pushed 100. Go figure. His last words before he died was, "Son," and he looked me right in the eye. And let me switch the screen and demonstrate what I'm talking about. He said, "David," and his father before him used to sing a song, "Little David." And he'd sing it something like this. He said, "Little David, play on your harp. Hallelujah." This is the earliest memories. I was like 2 or 3 when he was bouncing me on his knee and singing this. He was half Indian, okay? I think it was not Cherokee, but Navajo. "Little David, play on your harp. Hallelujah, hallelujah. Little David, play on your harp." Now, where did I get this beard? Having Indian blood in me, I just didn't get that much from my daddy's side. I got a lot from my mama's side. They were the fighting Irish. But my name is British. So, obviously, that's Great Britain, Irish. And I guess I'm mostly just British, UK, but I got Indian blood too, so go figure. But I come from lower echelon, never the high class. We were dirt farmers when we came over here. I think the 1700s or something like that. And I guess my relatives must have fought in the Revolutionary War. They'd have to be. Anyway, so my dad's on his deathbed, and I came up. I said, "Daddy, don't die yet." And he looked up at me. He said, "Son." I said, "Yeah, Daddy." And I wasn't right there when he died. Okay, don't get me wrong. This is just in his last days. He says, "Yes, son." I said, Daddy, wake up from it. I just need to ask you a question." "Yes, son." I said, what was that you kept telling me? Oh, that, yeah. He says, and he put his hand on my shoulder and he says, son, one day you'll be old man Tidwell. Well, I found out a month or two later that COVID had grabbed and choked the life out of him. And they found him in a wheelchair in the hospital, and his what I call Tootsie wife. She was older, but she was just very well kept. Never had a kid. Her name is Terry, and it was going to be a fight to see who got the estate. I put up the good fight, Everybody always does because they want to get a piece of the rock. It's not about the mammon and the money. To me, it was more about the principle. Don't completely cut me and my half sister out of the will. Don't give it all to this one woman that you've just been married to for, Johnny come lately. It's not right. It's not right. She's already a freaking millionaire from her previous marriages. The people have come and gone. Now she's even richer. She's a multi-millionaire as far as I know. Could be wrong, but it doesn't matter. She's not going to live forever. She's now today, after my dad's been dead 10 years or better, now she's pushing in her 90s. And she'll probably live up to 120. I'll be dead before she ever moves out of my daddy's house. It's supposed to be split between me and my sister, the house, after she dies off. But that's never going to happen. My sister and I probably both be dead by the time that happens. This bitch is going to live forever. God bless her. Really, God bless her. I don't wish her ill. I'm just saying, some people are, win life's lottery, and she's won the battle, but she's not going to win the war, because she's going to have to live with that memory of who she is forever and ever and ever and ever. And that's my definition of heaven and hell, is your brain might die and your body might disintegrate, but there's always going to be your soul. And that energy just goes down into a little tiny little bitty orb into another universe. They call that the parallel dimension. And scientists have studied this. Quantum physics theorizes it could go as many as 11 or 12 layers of vibrations. It's based on energy. The whole universe is based on energy. Even Einstein. Let me talk to you about Einstein. All right, I'm going to put this back on my... God, this turned out to be a damn marathon show. I was just going to talk about the movie, and now here it escalated into something that I really didn't intend for it to. But since it did, I'm going to go ahead and do what I got to do my thing. All right, now, I'm in a different room of the house.